Is faith blind? We can't have blind faith. Isn't that the common rhetoric of the day? But is there any other kind of faith? Can faith have 2020 vision? We usually find ourselves at the losing end of a discussion because we simply cannot prove that faith isn't blind. We end up changing our focus to other things like culture, ethnicity, our glorious past, our contribution to India, to the world, and to all civilization. But will the promotion of these things help us preserve, protect, and enhance our identity, our culture, and our religion? More importantly, will Aura Mazda's purpose for creation be served if we handed down a legacy of faithlessness? Sadly, these promotions are not sustainable solutions without the core foundation from which they arose faith. We can compare that to carrying around an empty box of Smarties and remembering how yummy it once was and how good it felt to have those nice Smarties in your mouth. But this empty box is meaningless to our children who have never experienced the joy that once was these little Smarties in this box. The empty box will be chucked out without a second thought. Can any of our efforts sustain our identity, culture, and religion if we have lost its very core treasure, faith? But is faith something we can lose? Is the box really empty? Can a body live without a soul? Can a soul lose its very essence? How does one develop faith? Is faith blind? Can faith be cultivated or is it innate? The seed of faith is intrinsic to all because it is the very mechanism by which Aura's entire creation will evolve into perfection and return to Him in the final end. It is a constant reminder to follow our conscience and to search for the deeper meaning of life. It reminds us that there is something greater out there than what we can perceive with our senses, a universal consciousness. Those people who have maintained their faith have been able to do so by keeping the line of communication with this universal consciousness open and active. Yes, they can be accused of exercising blind faith, as they cannot see, describe, or even fully understand this universal consciousness. But who can know God without becoming God-like and merging into Him? So the faithful may well be following blindly, but they are following with their developed hearing. I'm sure you've heard the quote from the Gathas 30.2, hear with your best ears to the best truth. And then the very next words, choose to openly declare your faith.